The video shown may contain content not suitable for younger audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
When we take our video games online, we enter the world of other online players.
For us, it should be a fun experience, but for others, it may be an infuriating time.
In this list, we've come up with some of the most common and sworn top 15 idiots in online games that you've probably come across at some point or another.
This is the top 15 idiots in online games.
Yeah, I dare you, rage quit!
Number 15. Disruptors.
Microphones are used to talk into and listen to other gamers, not so we can hear other gamers playing distorted loud music through them, breathing hard into, or talking so that their microphone is in their mouth, or talking to friends or family in the same room. One of the worst examples of this is when you hear your friends or other players shout, "Yeah! What? Alright!" Maybe next time, just mute the microphone instead of deafening everyone on the other end.
Number 14. Trash talkers.
Players who generally start abusing and shouting insults at other players, who either don't know how to play the game, or over some ridiculous dispute. Any online multiplayer game that uses a team-based system is at least going to put up with players like this. Trash talkers are commonly seen on more popular multiplayer games, such as Halo, Gears of War, Call of Duty, where the game is taken at a much more serious tone. Most trash-talking players will pick on younger gamers for their lack of skill and verbal communications.
Why do you sound like you hate so much? You're possessed by a devil. The war started over a goddamn oil crisis. Demons.
Number 13. Inactive players.
Players who join a game and then are inactive for the rest of the game, meaning that they don't move or take part in anything, they are just away from the computer. Inactive players can cause many problems for other gamers. For example, they can be taking valuable game slots from other players wanting to play, and also cause the other team to lose team strength against other opponents.
Number 12. Hoarders.
A player who generally steals all the ammo, weapons, or health for themselves, leaving everyone else to suffer. Games that require a solid team-based performance are at least going to have to put up with players like this. Examples of games include Left 4 Dead, Borderlands, World of Warcraft, Call of Duty, and many others. Hoarders generally consider themselves to be the best above all others. Some hoarders will enter online games, take all the pickups, and then leave, causing mindless aggravation.
Number 11. Vehicle hoggers.
Mostly seen in big online multiplayers such as Battlefield, Frontlines, Homefront, Halo, and other such war-based games, which generally contain vehicles to use. These specific players will immediately enter the enemy's base and hide out of view and steal the team's vehicles and abandon them somewhere on the map, so other players can't find it, or they will just spawn camp. Vehicle hoggers will generally only be seen in vehicles and won't attempt to engage in on-foot combat.
Number 10. Lag switchers and standbyers.
By using a lag switch, a player is able to disrupt upload from the console to the server, while their own console queues up the actions performed. The goal is to gain advantage over other players. From the opponent's perspective, the player using the device may appear to be teleporting, invisible, or invincible, while the opponents suffer delayed animations and fast-forward gameplay. The term lag switch encompasses many methods of disrupting the network communication between a console and a server.
Number 9. Kill stealers.
Most multiplayer games that require team-based gameplay will often come across this at times. While games such as Battlefield, Call of Duty, Crysis, and many more often assist points when players help defeat opponents, there are games out there that don't even reward this feature at all. Gears of War 2, Fear and Condemned 2 all come to mind with this.
Number 8. Aimbots and trigger bots.
These game bots used in multiplayer first-person shooter games provide varying levels of accuracy assistance to the player. While most common in first-person shooter games, they exist in other game types and are often used in combination with a trigger bot, which shoots automatically when an opponent appears within the field of view or aiming reticule of the player. Aimbotting is simply a matter of finding the position difference of where a player is located and where any other opponent is located, and then pointing the player's weapon at that target.
This targeting works regardless of whether the opponent's behind walls or too far away to be seen directly. Some aimbots and trigger bots are blatant, while others attempt to hide from spectators the fact that they are being used through a number of methods.
Number 7. Campers.
Camping is most common in first-person shooters when a player hides in a single location that serves as a tactical advantage to the opposing players for long periods of time. The position chosen is normally secluded from casual view and may be partially secured, at least on one side, by any object. The location is then used to ambush or carry out sniper attacks on opposing players.
Number 6. Team killers.
Team killer refers to the act of purposely killing another online player in the same team as you. It happens mainly in FPS games, in any game where players have the ability to kill other players on a different team. Team killing is just as often employed by griefers, who are not actually playing the game, or by disgruntled players, perhaps in retaliation for being a victim themselves. Team killing is also employed by gamers who have become bored of the game. It is also used by gamers to force a reaction from their teammates. Generally, if a player is found to be team killing often, an administrator may kick or ban the player. Also, the game in use may employ an automatic incentive not to team kill, such as a longer respawn time, negative points, or auto-kicking a player who accumulates many team kills. Removing team killers from a game, whether accidental or otherwise, is desirable to keep all players focused on the game, and avoid having a match thrown because of undue retaliations or a mismatch in skill.
Hey, no killing. Oh my god! Who the fuck is Bravo? What the fuck, dude?
Number 5. Glitchers, cheaters, and hackers.
Glitchers are online players who attempt to jump out of the in-game map or wall boundaries where other players cannot reach them. Some players will attempt this glitch only if their team is losing, causing the other team to try and find them before the time limit expires.
Cheaters are players who know or use an in-game bug or cheat that the game developers have not yet managed to patch.
Hackers are completely different, and these players actually sabotage the game scripts and change various techniques to win. Things such as fly hacking, which lets the user disable the game's collision boundaries, allowing them to jump incredibly high, and even through walls and buildings. Wall hacking allows a player to see through solid or opaque objects, to know in advance when an opponent is about to come into targeting range from an area. Speed hack enables the player to run several times faster than the other players. This allows them to capture intelligence or flags, or to escape from danger instantly.
Number 4. Spawn campers.
Spawn camping involves guarding the position an opposing player spawns on the map. Although usually not expressively against the rules, spawn camping is frequently considered bad sportsmen, and some servers will officially enforce a no spawn camping rule. Spawn camping is not to be confused with normal camping.
Number 3. Rage quitters.
The number of players leaving games midway through is making it nearly impossible to have good games. Players generally leave through rage, either with losing or their team being complete morons. Disconnecting is considered unsporting, as the opponent may not have his or her win recorded. Some games implement a disconnection penalty, usually by recording the disconnect as a loss or a loss of experience points. Some games, like Halo 3, Call of Duty, Gears of War, give extra experience points for staying in a match, and record games in which the player leaves as a loss. Halo Reach gives a random lottery experience point bonus to players at the end of the match, encouraging them to stay till the end.
Number 2. Rage kickers.
Rage kickers are online gamers that just kick people from the game because they want to. Now, most games don't have this auto-kick feature, but for some games like Left 4 Dead 2, Shadowrun, Call of Duty 4, Combat Arms and SOCOM, players will just kick other players because of A, if they are new to the game, B, didn't like their username, C, doesn't agree with them, or D, just doesn't like them. The option to kick anyone from a game is one of the most stupidest ideas I've ever devised. Host should be the only one allowed, not any player. So some stupid gamers just kick people for the hell of it.
Number 1. Griefers.
Griefers are players who do things in online games to deliberately cause annoyance, for the griefer's own enjoyment. Such a player is a particular nuisance in online gaming communities, since griefers often cannot be deterred by penalties related to in-game goals. Examples include blocking another player's way so that they cannot move, or get out of a particular area, or any methods of reversing another player's progress, such as randomly destroying other people's creations in Minecraft, or blaming another player. Griefers are fun to watch as social entertainment videos just by seeing other people's reactions to the commitments caused, but as with any person, you wouldn't like it if it happened to you.
The fastest piece of fucking skull.